switch onto I-40 East.
All right, welcome back. Wow, I have been gone for a couple months and I haven't posted for a variety of reasons. One is I just don't make videos for the sake of making videos. I did make some and I just didn't get around to uploading. Kind of didn't like how they come out, but this is my second load with the new trailer and I really like this trailer. I'm glad I got all the storage boxes because I'm finally got all the stuff out of the inside of the truck. So I'm going to do my best to get caught up on everything. I had to write out a flow chart to figure out everything that I've done and everywhere I've been in the last 2 months. And it's been an awful lot. So this is probably going to be a longer, more of a compilation video. I think I'm just going to put together the shorter videos that I've done over the past couple months and just put it into all in one instead of posting a couple here, a couple there. Let me see if I can light these up. Yeah. I am glad to get that I got all the lights down the side. That's really good. It's a little windy out here. So I'm in the South Goshen yard. I got this loaded up earlier today. And this is going to, this is the second load with the new trailer. This is going to San Diego. And the first load I took, I went to Fresno. So there are a lot of RVs out here. I mean, just a ton waiting to be delivered, which is fine by me. So, but it's kind of chilly, so I'm going to jump back in the truck and I'm going to go over everything and I'll talk about everything along the way. So I'm going to be going, I'm going to take I-80 over. I'm not going down the Texas route this time because I need to get out. It's Sunday and I need to get out to the delivery by Friday. So, because I have my next 2 or 3 weeks kind of sort of planned out, where I want to be and what I want to get done. So I'm going to be going across 80, so I'm going to be stopping in at the Petro in Gary to get fuel. That'll be that's the cheapest. That is the cheapest anywhere along my route. It is, I think it's $3.70 a gallon with my discount. which is, it is what it is, right? I don't know. Gone are the sub $3 a gallon, I guess, for who knows how long, especially with everything that's going on these days. So, all right, I'm gonna get back in the truck and get going, and I will go over my flow chart along the way. All right, let's go to San Diego. All right, we are off and on the way. Second trip with the new trailer, and I really like it. This trailer tows a lot better and differently than the lease trailer that I had. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I have more ballast on it, more boxes, more tire racks, more spare tires. I don't know, but it seems like it tows a lot smoother, and I don't get that bounce in the back like I did with the other trailer. When I would have something on the back and I go over some really rough road, it would just bouncing so bad. And I mean, I thought it would have, the tail end was going to break off or something. But this one doesn't seem to do that. I don't know. I would love to
in a quarter mile, turn right onto
put these two side by side and see what the differences are, if any. I don't know. It would be interesting to see if maybe they put some of the cross members in different place or something, or maybe it has something to do with that lowered center track that I have on this one versus the other one. I don't know whether they had to put some additional bracing or gussets in there for the for that lowered center track, because it does, when you look at it, it does go down into the frame. So I can see why, when they told me that was an item that is something that has to be ordered initially with the trailer, and it can't be put on after the fact. They said that anything else that I want on the trailer can be put on after the fact. Like if I want pull-out ramps and the extensions in the front or the back, yeah, they can do that. All they have to do is hack off the front and the back, and they can weld new ones on. But they said that lowered center track was the only thing that you can't get done after the fact. So, and I like it. I'm glad it was $700 extra, so I'm glad I opted for that. So I'm just going through Goshen now. I'm gonna get to, this is 33, and I'm going to go to, I think it's 20 to 2, and then to 94. I don't know. And we're going to stop in Gary, Indiana. It will be the first stop. So let me go over my flow chart of where I've been and what I've been doing lately. So last post I made was that short where I got my little inspection sticker. So I went through, I was driving with the leased trailer back to the house in Texas to pick up my wife. We were going to go up to Indiana, and I got pulled into the New Mexico port of entry on the west, the very west one, port of entry. I can't remember. It's not San John. I can't remember which one it is. But I have the DriveWise way station bypass service, and I get bypassed on way stations quite a bit with using that, but I've never been bypassed at the New Mexico port entry, either one, going west or east. I get pulled in every single time. Not necessarily for an inspection, but I get pulled in. And it's not really that big a deal, but that particular time, I was thinking, you know what? It's probably gonna be a pretty slow day, and they'll want it. You know, I'm an easy inspection, so they went ahead and pulled me in. Yeah, but it was great. The inspector was very professional and very nice, and he explained everything that he was doing. I told him, I said, this is the first time I've ever been inspected, so I said, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So he's like, oh, no problem. So very nice young man. And so we talked about a few things. You know, I asked him some questions about different things I wanted to do to my new trailer. You know, asked what the legalities are, and just a few odds and ends. But once I got done there, I got to the house in Texas, spent a couple days there, and my wife came along with me. She wanted to see Indiana, so we drove up there, and that was a nice drive. And then we turned in the leased trailer to the North Goshen yard, and Mike from Horizon, he's the flatbed manager. He's a super nice guy, and he did all the turn in for the trailer and everything, and it went super smooth. Came out and said hi, met my wife, said hi, and told her thank you for giving me up to do this. So, you know, he's really nice folks. All the people at Horizon are super nice people. I have nothing but good things to say about them. You know, they're always very helpful, and so I mean, I can't speak for any other company. Maybe other companies are just the same, who knows, but always very professional people, so and that's something that I appreciate, always have. So my wife and I spent a couple days up there in Indiana. We went out to visit some friends in Fort Wayne that had moved out from our same town in California. They moved out to Fort Wayne, so we went out to visit them. It was a nice visit. And then I was supposed to pick up the new trailer, and then I was going to get a load going down to Texas, but the trailer wasn't quite ready. So I put my wife on a plane and back to California. And then I waited there in Indiana for a couple days until until they said the trailer was ready. I went over to pick it up, and I was doing an inspection with my son on the trailer, and wow. There were so many things wrong with it. Where did I start? Okay, well, the winch was wired backwards, so when you pressed down, it went up, and down was up was down. So they had the wiring backwards. And then there were missing bolts on the deck plating that bolted it to the cross member. There was missing bolts there. And then my son counted 28 bolts that did not have washers to them. And I went to get one of the managers, and I guess the manager that was in charge of building my trailer, he came out and he looked it all over, and he said, "Wow, I'm really embarrassed." And he apologized. He fixed as much as he could there. But then we looked a little closer, and there were some bolts that were in at an angle, and they weren't flush with the deck plating. And so what they had to do was, I wasn't going to pick up the trailer. I wanted it done right. They told me, they said, "Well, you can take it now, run it for a month or so, and bring it back, and we'll fix it then." I said, no. I want it fixed right the first time. It should have been right the first time, but I want it fixed before I even take possession of it. But anyway. So they told me that it would take a couple days. They thought it was going to take a couple days, and then they took a closer look at it, and they said that they had to remove all the deck plating and then cut off a couple of the cross members and re-weld them on because they were in the wrong places. Really? So that was kind of troubling to me. And I had asked, I said, I asked the production manager, I said, who does your quality control checks before they're delivered? The trailers are delivered to the customer. And all I got was a stare. And so I said, is there a quality control inspection done? And he said, well, we do a DOT inspection first before we deliver it. I said, no. I said, a DOT inspection is a functionality check. That's a safety check. Brakes, tires, lights. That's not a quality control inspection. I used to be a quality control inspector, and so
continue straight to stay on Elkhart Road, then continue straight.
Yeah, I highly doubt they're ISO certified, but
continue on US 33 north for 6 miles.
That's neither here nor there. But so there's no quality control inspection done, only a DOT inspection. Okay, so I left the trailer there, and once they said that it was going to take longer than a few days to get it, maybe a week or two to get it done. What am I going to say? Am I going to jump up and down and get mad and yell and scream? What good would that have done? Nothing. So, okay, so I parked the truck, put it in storage, and I flew down to the house in Texas. I had to pick up one of my cars to take it out to California, so my wife had a vehicle to drive while she was out there. And during that time, I picked up 2 of our cats and drove out with them. That was fun driving with those 2 cats. They're some fun animals. So. So I was out in California for, must have been 2.5 weeks, maybe. The better part of September. I can't remember when I flew back, but I flew back from California back to Indiana. I say it was 20th, somewhere around in there. And I flew back to Indiana. My son picked me up from the airport, and I picked up the truck out of storage. The next day, went over and got the trailer. And again, they had it sitting out there waiting. Did inspection again, and they had fixed everything that I had told them was wrong with it. And the funny thing is, no one comes out to do the walk around with you. They just, all right, there it is. I guess it's a take it or leave it sort of thing. Nobody really I don't know. What are you going to do? They build a nice trailer. It takes a couple times to get it right, but they build a nice trailer. I can't deny that. But those are just my experience, my personal experiences and opinions. But it is a nice trailer, and I mean it tows effortlessly. It's just I'm very, very surprised. My big Tex trailer that I had, the gooseneck, you knew it was back there. It towed like a lead sled, right? And it was a shade heavier than this, a little over 8,000, almost 9,000 pounds, and that was a 30-foot trailer. But that thing, you knew it was back there. This thing, it just, at 7,900 pounds at 53 feet, I mean, it just tows like nothing. So, I don't know. Is it a difference in the axles, or is it that it's aluminum? I don't know, but I wouldn't have thought just 1,000 pounds would make a difference. I don't know. is it the better quality tires? These are Cooper tires versus the those crappy Good Rides that they put on the Good Ride brand that they put on the Big Tex trailers. I know those things are garbage. I don't know, or maybe it's just a combination of a whole bunch of things that just, you know, makes it. Wow. Guy just walking in the middle of the road. How dangerous was that? Yikes. Indiana is... I've seen some of the oddest stuff. The oddest stuff in my life in Indiana. And the number of people that run red lights in Indiana is phenomenal. And it's almost as if there's no law against it. So there's so many people that just arbitrarily just run the red lights, whether it be turning right on a red light or just straight on going through an intersection. It's amazing. So after I picked up the trailer, I got my first run going to Fresno. And I took that. Oh, police officer right next to me. Oh. Good thing I stopped at that last red light and didn't try to go through. That wouldn't have been good. So I made my first trip with the trailer out to Fresno. And when I packed up the trailer, I forgot to grab my snow chains. And Colorado has their snow chain law from September 1st to May 31st. So June, July, August, you don't have to carry snow chains. Okay. Might as well just leave them in your vehicle. But I had them in my storage space, and when I was loading up the trailer, I forgot to grab them. So when I was already on the road or going, I realized that I didn't have my snow chains with me, so I had to alter my course and go down south, which was fine. I went down to just went down through to the house in Texas and stopped off there for a couple days.
Mile, turn left onto the US 20 West ramp,
and then went on to the house in California, and then the next day I drove up to Fresno, delivered, and I realized I had been to that dealership before.
US 20 West ramp.
That was the Camping World in Fresno. And when I was doing the drive away, I took one
In a quarter mile, merge onto US 20
up to
West.
that dealer in Fresno, and then I remember I went over and I took an Uber from there over to the train station, and I took the train back down to the house in California. But I am not sure I'll go back. Oh, dear. I'm not sure I'll go back to that dealer. I'll deliver to that dealer again. That was a very. It's the
Continue on US 20
the
West,
delivery
22 miles.
gate that you have to go through. It's off of a very busy street, very busy highway, and they open that gate kind of late, and so you have to back in order to get there, and that's backing up with a small trailer, that's fine, but with this trailer and a 4 feet rear overhang, that was an awful lot. That was an awful lot. So yeah, it was kind of I ended up pulling straight in, and then I had to kind of make a multi-point turn backing around, and it was really tight, but I was able to turn around. But they said next time you have to back it in, and I said okay. So I guess I'll just make sure that there's not a next time. There was another dealer down in Southern California I went to that was similar to that, but I was able to get there really, really early in the morning when there wasn't too much traffic, because the dealership actually told me, they said if you show up early, you'll have a better chance of getting backed in. I forget which one that was. It wasn't the one in Temecula. Anyway. So after I did that load, that brought me up to the beginning of October, and I was home for, I guess, a week or so, and I was home for about a week, and then my wife has already had plans for several months that she's going to go back over to India and visit her family for a little while. And so I put her on the flight just last week, and so she'll be over there for several months. I'm going to go over after the winter snows come up here that makes it more difficult to load up and drive and whatnot, and it closes the mountain passes and stuff. I'll just go ahead and I'm going to shut down, and I'm going to fly over and stay in India for a little while. For a month or so till everything goes away. And then after that, I got everything packed up in the truck. Headed out, and because I didn't have my snow chains, I had to go on I-40. So I took I-40 all the way over to Oklahoma City, and took 44 to 55, 55 up to 80, and then to Chicago and all the way over. So, and I got here. What's today? Today is Sunday. I got here on Saturday morning. Saturday morning, did a reset and loaded up, and I am off and out. So that's pretty much everything that's happened in the past from August. Toward the last couple weeks of August through September and into October. So yeah, the past 2 months. Almost, yeah, the past 2 months. So this will probably end up being a rather long video. I think I'm just going to compile everything together so it's all caught up and it's not just a couple chopped up videos. I don't know. So, well, alright. Any questions, comments, concerns, please ask. I've been answering questions still. Even though I haven't posted videos, people still email me and ask comments and stuff. So, forgot one thing. In the interim, while I was waiting for the trailer to be ready, after I put my wife on the flight back out to California, I was waiting for the trailer to get ready. I ended up deciding to take a towaway out to Puyallup, Washington. So, and I'll put the video in here with that one. And while I was coming up through Minnesota, the trailer got struck by a deer. And all it did was break a little plastic screw-on valance piece that goes over the two rear tires, and it just broke that into several pieces. And I reported the damage, and Horizon took my $1,500 damage deposit, and so that whole thing is pending. Waiting to see what I get charged out of that. So yeah, that was I should have just woulda, shoulda, coulda. Hindsight's always 20/20, right? I was debating on whether, because they told me it would only take a couple days. Initially, they told me it would take a couple days to get the trailer done. So I thought, well, either I take that load out to Washington State, turn around, come back, and the trailer would be ready, or I could just sit at the house in Indiana and play video games all weekend with my son, you know. So I opted for making the money. So, yep. So that was a big goose egg for me. But you know, the longer you drive, eventually something's going to happen. So, but I'm not doing that again. I got the trailer. I'm going to strictly do flatbed, and that's that. So I'm going to stick with the flatbed and be done with it. Alright, so that's it. Please comment, like, subscribe. Appreciate it. Oh, and I saw I checked my YouTube channel thing one day, and I saw I had 500 subscribers. I think it's over 500 now. But I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for everybody that subscribed. I really appreciate it. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not doing it for any other reason. But I appreciate it. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see a video on, let me know. I'll throw it in. I'll do it next time. Alright, appreciate it. Thank you. And have a great day.